Afghanistan's capital is in the hands of the Taliban, the group now in control of the presidential palace. Tonight, how veterans who fought to bring down the Taliban are reacting. And the death toll is rising in Haiti after yesterday's huge earthquake. Tonight, we hear from a Bay Area woman whose husband was there when the quake hit. Right now at 10, Taliban takeover. Insurgents in Afghanistan take control in the capital of Kabul as the Afghan president flees the country.
They should have either withdrawn in the spring, late winter, early spring, before the fighting season had started.
With the Taliban taking over, Bay Area veterans wonder what they fought so hard for in Afghanistan.
This was an experience he never want to experience again.
And for Haitian natives living here in the Bay Area, it's been a weekend of anxiety and fear after another deadly earthquake.
You're watching Fox 13, and the 10 o'clock news starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Linda Hurtado. Lloyd and Haley have the night off. Tonight, Afghanistan is a country in crisis. The president flees without warning, leaving his people to fend for themselves against the Taliban. Insurgents have taken over the presidential palace in Kabul, and as Fox's Trey Yingst reports, the U.S. military is working to evacuate American citizens and others from that war-torn country. The violence unfolding in Afghanistan is hitting close to home for veterans right here in the Bay Area. Fox 13's Jordan Bowen checked in with a local Air Force veteran and joins us now live in Tampa. Jordan, what is he saying about all of this tonight?
Well, Linda, as James Razone puts it, it's difficult for anyone to watch, but especially difficult for veterans. Many of these people have dedicated years of their life to fighting for their country, only to now see their hard work being wiped out.
All right, Jordan Bowen reporting live for us. Thank you. Well, the other big story we're following is the powerful earthquake in Haiti. The death toll has soared to nearly 1,300, with rescuers racing to find survivors as a tropical storm approaches. Fox's Alec Hogan has more. The devastation in Haiti is being felt here in Tampa Bay as Haitians in our community are waiting to hear from family just to see if they're okay. Fox 13's Justin Matthews has one woman's story. In other news, the Manatee County School Board will meet in an emergency session tomorrow to consider a new mask mandate. According to the school board's agenda, they'll be considering a mandate with an opt-out for students who get their parents' permission, similar to plans approved by Hillsborough County Schools. School staff and any adult on campuses would be required to wear masks, though. That meeting is set for 9 a.m., and we will surely keep you updated. The University of Florida will open its upcoming semester with in-person classes, reversing itself just hours after telling students the semester might begin online. School administrators initially sent out an email telling students, after consulting with epidemiologists, plans were being made to put the first 3 weeks of school online. But then, a few hours later, a second email went out saying all classes would be conducted in person. In a statement, UF said no schools in the state university system would be holding classes online. For 6 weeks now, there's been a push to get the COVID-19 shot out to the Latino population across the Bay Area by fighting fiction with facts. Today, Unidos US continued its mission of educating the public, this time at a flea market in Lakeland. Their goal is to meet people where they're at, setting up tents in places like grocery store parking lots and food banks. They want to be able to educate the public about the vaccine and bring resources to demographics that may lack access.
The reality is that not everyone has access to the same resources. And so when you're living in a multi-generational family where you have children who are not vaccine age eligible, there's a little bit more vulnerability, as well as some of them are living in housing where there's multiple age demographics. And so those close quarters also make the spread of COVID happen at accelerated pace.
If you would like to find a vaccination location near you, head over to our website, fox13news.com. California's largest ever wildfire continues to burn, but others are now under control. And that means thousands of people who were evacuated are returning home. Well, some of them are finding and searching for when we return. Hey, Tyler, so a wet weekend. What's the work week going to bring us?
Yeah, you know, dealing kind of somewhat with Fred today. Some off and on showers, not so much for the inland spots, but really at the coastline, some off and on rain that continues this evening. Looks like we'll still be under the influence of some of that circulation, but all the worst of the weather headed up into northwest Florida and into the Panhandle on Monday. Pretty quiet in Tampa right now. 82 degrees, showers and storms off and on throughout the week, as you would expect for August. We'll lay it all out coming up in just a minute.
Record-setting fires continue burning across parts of California. The Dixie Fire in the northern part of the state is now the nation's largest fire and is threatening thousands of homes. Thunderstorms that moved in starting Friday didn't bring much rain, but whipped up a lot of wind. The extreme heat returned today. The Dixie Fire has already burned almost 900 square miles, and it is only 31% contained. While many people evacuated to safety, one man watched a friend's home, and memories go up in flames.
It was bad. I saw a friend's house burn. It took like 20 minutes and it was gone. They came around. There was like 2 helicopters trying to do what they could do, and that's it. But everything was gone.
More than 6,000 firefighters are working on that Dixie Fire. And late last week, crews that were working on the River Fire, which was burning near the Sacramento area, said it was 100% contained, and that meant evacuees could return home. But as Fox's Aaron Heft reports, more than 100 families did not have homes to return to. Well, we were lucky that Tropical Storm Fred moved west, but I just got a text from my niece who goes to school in the Panhandle. Right. Her exam was canceled tomorrow. I think they're expecting some wind and rain.
30-mile-an-hour winds. Cancel the exams. Yeah.
Would they do that here? I'm not sure.
Extra day to study. That's always good.
That's right.
Yeah, no problems from Fred as expected here. I mean, this was always going to stay far enough offshore, at least in the last couple of days. That's been the trend. Dissipated yesterday. This morning regenerated. We've had Tropical Storm Fred about 200 miles off our west coast all day long today. Some periods of light rain along the coast, but other than that, we've fared okay. Not too much in the way of wind as expected, just some rain near the coastline. That'll continue through the overnight. Pretty quiet in Tampa right now. 81 over on Bayshore. Warm, kind of muggy, light winds about 9 miles per hour. When a storm is 150, 200 miles to our west, unless it's a massive storm or something with a lot of westerly wind shear that just blows everything over the peninsula, it's tough to get any sort of meaningful impacts around our state. There's been a couple pockets of heavier rain down south. Most of the rain today has been in Manatee and Sarasota County and down into southwest Florida around Fort Myers and Naples. This is going to head almost due north from its position right now up into the Panhandle, and for the life cycle of this entire storm, the worst weather is going to be in the Panhandle. That being said, it's wind gusts of tropical storm force and a lot of rain. I think that'll be the biggest storyline when Fred is all said and done. 4 to 8 inches for our friends in northwest Florida. Could see a couple isolated spots up around a foot or so of rain. 8 o'clock advisory, 45-mile-an-hour wind should strengthen slightly as it heads north up into the Panhandle over the next 12 hours or so. Landfall early tomorrow afternoon, somewhere near, say, Panama City or so. Tropical storm warnings out for a good chunk of most of the Panhandle and the Big Bend. So that pushes up through most of South Carolina and Atlanta and Georgia, and it's all out of our hair. Still got some light rain around tonight near the coastline, but it's not a big deal. Some of this is a bit heavier, but most of it's staying offshore. This is mainly, again, just some sprinkles, little drizzle from St. Pete and Clearwater down through Bradenton, Sarasota, Venice, and Northport and Englewood. You folks have had rain, albeit light rain, for most of the afternoon today. Winds are light. Had a couple wind gusts earlier, just over 20 miles per hour. Certainly manageable. No big deal there. 79 in Wesley Chapel right now. 79 in Brooksville. Really no rain today inland other than a couple spotty storms that kind of popped up with our typical afternoon heating. Again, most of it was near the coastline and especially south of Tampa Bay. 78 in Sarasota right now. It's 77 in Venice. So through the night tonight, off and on light to moderate rainfall, especially near the coast. It'll be there early in the morning. Still can't rule out a couple thunderstorms mixed in. Tomorrow afternoon, we kind of quiet things down and everything jumps inland. It's almost a west wind pattern. You think to when we usually have a west wind pattern, it's more morning coastal showers and then some inland scattered storms during the afternoon. The next couple of days, kind of because of the circulation of Fred well to our north, it is a west wind. So coastal showers in the morning, inland storms during the afternoon. That is your Monday and Tuesday. And then we slowly get things back to normal by the middle of the week. So there's Fred. We have Tropical Depression Grace and then a new disturbance that is just north and east of Bermuda. That could become Henry or Henri. That's the official pronunciation. We'll watch that. Don't see any big issues for us, certainly. Grace is really the one to watch over the next several days. A lot of land interaction here, but still a weak storm, but producing a lot of rain for places that don't need it. Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and especially Haiti from the rain that came from Fred last week and the earthquake. They don't need any issues from this. They're going to get some heavy rainfall, though, and it's really the land interaction that's going to play a big role down the road. Most model guidance doesn't do a whole lot with this in terms of re-strengthening. Could see a bit of re-strengthening in the Gulf, but at that point, it's moving away from us. 78 tonight, periods of rain near the coastline overnight. Tomorrow's a hotter day. We're back up to near 90. Some morning coastal showers followed by scattered afternoon and evening storms, and then more of that on Tuesday. We're up to 91. Boating forecast for you. South winds 15 to 20 knots, seas of 2 to 4 feet. Some moderate chop in the bay. Next tide will be a low tide closer to 1:30 in the morning. Here's your 7-day forecast. Rain chances 60% for Monday and Tuesday. We dry things out a bit for Wednesday and Thursday, and the heat's coming back. 93 for a high Wednesday all the way through next weekend. Linda?
Tyler, thank you. Do you sometimes find it tough to get to sleep? Are you trying to get to sleep right now? A little technology could go a long way in helping you get some shut-eye. The tricks that could do the trick. Next.
Maybe you can't be a movie star, but your home can.
They were looking for locations and left a flyer and a business card on my door.
See how your Bay Area friends and neighbors are cashing in on the craze.
$1,500 per day to I've seen about $5,000 per day.
Tomorrow on the Fox 13 10 o'clock news.
It's a challenge for many of us, getting better sleep. There are a number of things you might be doing that are hurting your chances, and a few simple changes could make a big difference. Fox's Jenna Sachs explains. Well, it is a desperate situation in Haiti, and help is on the way from Florida. We'll show you how one group is flying in supplies to help with the humanitarian efforts. That story's next.
What I really love about my job is telling good stories. I try to be the representative of the viewer. Good to see you. Good to see you too. Have a good day. I'm your stand-in. Here I am. I'll experience it, and based on what it looks like or sounds like, you can decide whether you want to experience it. Good Day Tampa Bay is on 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's a long time to spend with somebody. We load up the car every morning, and as far as I'm concerned, the viewer is sitting in the passenger seat. I want to just help you get your day started the best way possible.
Fox 13 Sky Tower Radar has the Bay Area covered. From our miles of beautiful waterfronts to where we live, work, and play. Wherever you are, wherever you go, north, south, east, or west, count on the experience of Fox 13 meteorologists and the power of Sky Tower Radar.
This is the time of year when stormy weather can turn into severe weather. That's why you need the power of Fox 13 Sky Tower Radar.
Earlier, we showed you how crew members from Clearwater Air Station rushed to help the victims of Haiti's earthquake. But they're not the only ones. Fox's Matt Treza caught up with a pilot from Titusville working to send food, water, and supplies to Haiti. Sad news to share tonight out of Clearwater. Longtime city manager Bill Horn passed away suddenly yesterday from a suspected heart attack. Horn was 72 years old, and he served as Clearwater city manager for 21 years, joining the city just a few years before as General Support Services Administrator after retiring from the Air Force. Horn served under several city administrations. Clearwater Mayor Frank Hibbert said that was a testament to Horn's professionalism and demeanor.
He made our city stronger. He gave us vision. He was very compassionate, yet firm. He had a vision for where he felt the city should go, and he worked with his elected officials along with our citizens to make this a better town.
Horn was set to retire on September 3rd. His family is still working on funeral arrangements. The St. Petersburg Museum of History is asking the community for some help. The 99-year-old museum is on the hunt for images, objects, and documents that share the African-American and LGBTQ experiences over St. Petersburg's history. Fox 13 photojournalist Omar Delgado takes us inside the museum. And that museum is located on the St. Pete Pier, open 7 days a week. For more information, head to our website, fox13news.com. Now to a very different piece of history that calls to mind a summer of struggle and protest. But artists are taking the discarded materials from those protests and turning them into sculptures. We'll show you their creations next. Ahead at 11, college students will be heading back to school, but some are getting blindsided by being placed with roommates who are unvaccinated. But does that mean they're stuck in an uncomfortable predicament? We'll show you how students are getting some options to find vaccinated roommates. And lawmakers passed the infrastructure bill, and Florida will benefit. We'll break it down in tonight's Money, Power, Politics. Wood that once covered store windows during Black Lives Matter protests last summer is now being used for a very different and artistic purpose. Fox's Briella Tomasetti tells us about the Plywood Protection Project and its creator. All right, Kev, we saw some action this weekend from the Rays and the Buccaneers.
Yeah, you know, the Rays were playing really good on this 9-game road trip, but you know what? They dug themselves a pretty good hole against the Minnesota Twins today. Came back to tie it, but could they complete that comeback? And, you know, there wasn't a whole lot to cheer about in the Bucs' first preseason game, but after watching the video, Bruce Arians found a couple of players to praise and single out. We're going to hear from the Bucs boss just ahead in sports. Well, if you were just a few minutes late tuning into the Bucs-Bengals game last night, or you went to the game and got stuck at the concession stands, you probably missed Tom Brady. He was gone in a blink of an eye. The part-time driver is your road winner at Indy. And, of course, when you win in Indy, what do you got to do? You got to kiss the bricks. I don't know. They say it's a sweet taste of victory, but, Linda, you got to think that really can't taste too good. Rubber, dirt, you know, gas, oil.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody cut through the grass and take a shortcut.
No.
That was an accident, right?
Yeah, penalty as well, too.
All right. Good stuff. Thanks, Kev. Well, Tyler's back after this with another look at your 7-day forecast, so stay with us. We will be right back.
Today is a good day.
Every morning on Fox 13,
our goal is to show you
how to make every day a good day.
We'll tell you what's happening in our community.
Help you prepare for whatever weather is headed our way.
Show you the best way to get to work or school.
Take you places and meet inspiring people.
It's our way of helping you
make it a good day, Tampa Bay.
If you live and work in a place long enough, you become a part of a community. This is home for me. The best part of it all is coming home and putting a leash on these little girls and taking a walk in the park. On good day, you have a responsibility to tell the viewers what they want to know. What's going well today, and what's the weather going to be like? What's the traffic like? What you need to get out the door.
Fox 13's Russell Rhodes helps you make every day a good day.
When the rain comes raining down in Tampa Bay, it really pours. That's why you need the power of Fox 13's Sky Tower radar.
From overlooking Bradenton's beautiful coastline to coasting gently down the Hillsborough River, this is Fox 13 country.
All right, I think it's probably pretty safe to say bring your umbrella tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, we'll be in and out of some showers, but August, after all, you would expect some rain. I do think we're kind of getting into a bit of a west wind pattern, really thanks to the circulation of Fred, which is about 200 miles to our west coast. It'll be making landfall up in the Panhandle coming up tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, we'll get some showers and storms on the eastern side of it, but nothing we can't handle. Kind of more of the same of what we've seen today. Ties today definitely kept on the cooler side. Mid to upper 80s, not bad. Only 81 in Bradenton, 82 in Sarasota, 82 in Venice. Those were our coolest spots on the map because it was kind of rain all day long, right? Those were always going to be our highest rain chances near the coast and south of Tampa Bay, and a lot of clouds and light to moderate rain pretty much all afternoon and through the evening now. 82 right now in downtown Tampa. A little light east-southeasterly breeze. The wind is not a problem. Anytime you have a storm that is this far off the coast, you're really not going to get much other than some occasional rain that drifts on by, but all the heavier rain is offshore. 11 o'clock advisory just in. Winds now at 50, so some slight strengthening, and I would expect that strengthening to continue up into the point of landfall up in the Panhandle again early tomorrow afternoon. Not going to be anything crazy here, but pretty healthy tropical storm. Could see some winds 60, 65 miles per hour as it makes landfall. Could be a little bit of storm surge, and I think the rainfall for them is going to be probably the headline, 4 to 8 inches of rain with isolated amounts up to around a foot or so. For us, it's just more of this light stuff along the coast this evening. Some of it could get a bit heavier by, say, early tomorrow morning near the coast, and then we'll see scattered showers and storms kind of fire up during the inland areas during the afternoon. Nothing really to pinpoint for you. A few sprinkles down towards Venice. Again, it was raining all day long in our southern counties. A little bit of a break right now, but there'll be more showers popping up overnight tonight and through the morning hours tomorrow. Winds are kind of breezy, I guess you could say. 17 in St. Pete. Had some higher gusts up around 20, 25 earlier today. Nothing we can't manage. Temperatures now upper 70s, lower 80s, 79 in Bartow. Have an 80 in Winter Haven, 79 in Wesley Chapel. Probably not going to cool down a ton tonight because of the warm southerly flow really pumping in the moisture for us. So tough to cool down on nights like tonight. Futurecast for you here. Off and on showers overnight, especially tomorrow morning. Things may get going again near the coastline. Could get some thunderstorms mixed in. That will push ashore. And then with daytime heating, we'll get some scattered showers and storms popping up. More of that coming up on Tuesday. Again, kind of a west-southwest wind flow because of the influence of Fred well to our north. You think about the flow around a tropical system, so you get this west-southwest wind, and that's somewhat of a common pattern during the summertime. We kind of go into that for a week or so at a time, and then we go back to the east wind. This will be around for a couple of days, and then we're back to kind of more typical afternoon showers and storms coming up by Wednesday and Thursday. So there's Fred. We have a disturbance north of Bermuda that should become Henry, or Henri, the official pronunciation, and then Grace south of Puerto Rico this evening. That has produced a lot of rainfall, not necessarily that strong of a storm, but rain for areas that don't need it. More rain headed for the Dominican Republic and Haiti, which just got a lot of rainfall from Fred a few days ago, not to mention the earthquake in Haiti as well. So hopefully that will skirt on by quickly. It's going to be a weak system for the next several days because of all the land interaction. We'll watch it once it gets into the Gulf, but it's always going to be moving away from us. Forecast tonight, 78 periods of rain near the coastline overnight. We'll get some showers near the coast in the morning, some scattered afternoon and evening storms tomorrow. The rain chance the next couple days, about 60%, a little bit drier towards midweek and hotter as well, 93 Wednesday and Thursday. Linda?
Thank you, Tyler. It's a hotel room like you have never seen or tasted before. You might even say it's a world of pure imagination. That's your hint. We'll take you inside next.
Before the first drop falls, before the first street floods, make sure you check in with the power of Fox 13 Sky Tower radar.
It may be the tastiest hotel room in the world. A British hotel, appropriately named the Chocolate Box Hotel, is celebrating the 50th anniversary of the movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with a Wonka-inspired room. It includes a chocolate fountain, bottomless bowls of candy, chocolate baths, and get this, lickable wallpaper. That's right, the snozberry wallpaper tastes like snozberries. Not sure what that tastes like, but don't worry. They say they change the wallpaper between guests. The Golden Ticket gives you access to the room, and all of this sugary luxury will cost you about $275 a night. I guess for some, that would be sweet dreams. Time now for the Fox 13 11 o'clock news.